Hi everyone, it's Global Scholarships and I'm your host Az. I hope you're all doing well. And I'm here joined by Eamon. Hi Eamon, how are you? How are things going?
Hi, Az. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. So as always guys, we are here with another weekly live stream. We do this every Friday. If you're new here, we do this every Friday on both YouTube and Facebook. So if you're watching us on Facebook right now, we also have a YouTube channel. And if you're interested in studying abroad, if you are interested in getting more information on studying abroad, you might be interested in that. You might want to head over to our YouTube channel. We share a lot of informative stuff. For example, do you know what are the most affordable universities in Austria? Well, we just made a video about that. We just shared a video about that, so you might want to check it out. And as always, today we're going to go through 5 different scholarships that I've picked for this week's live stream. But at any point, that's the point of the like the live stream. If you have any questions about anything, they don't have to be about this specific scholarship or this specific school. If you, like, it could be about anything related to studying abroad, or maybe a specific problem that you might have. Just feel free to ask them in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. So yeah, that's the live stream. Don't wait for me to finish what I'm talking about. Just feel free to ask anytime. Okay. So okay, let's go. So the first scholarship of the day, right, is actually from Turkey. It's Undergraduate International Merit Scholarships at Koç University, which is in Istanbul. But I'm gonna get back to that. Let me share the link. Okay. All right. So this is for bachelor students. It's at Koç University. We're gonna see the university in a minute. It's full tuition. Um, it covers, well, for some students, it's full tuition. There are no specific nationalities, there are no specific subjects for this one, right? And the admission deadline is August the 2nd. So if you're interested in this, if you're interested in studying in Turkey, this is like Koç University is a very good, it's one of the highest ranking universities in Turkey. It's in Istanbul. Now this covers either 25, 50, 75, or 100% of the tuition fees. So it might be full tuition, and like this is the university, not like it's not a very large university, but it's a very competitive university. It's a very like the level of education is quite high. As you can see, there are 2 other scholarships as well, and yeah, as you can see, like if you want more information about the application process, you can just click here from the link I shared with you, and you can go see this. As you can see, we have deadlines for application to university, and we have the tuition fees here, which is around 10,000 US dollars, which is like the one of the highest the highest level of tuition fees in Turkey. There are many private universities here in Turkey. So, and if you're interested in seeing where it is, or the university actually is, it's here. This is the university. As you can see, this is in Istanbul, where like northern part of Istanbul, which is actually where I lived when I was a child. This is the school again, a very good school. A very like you get a very high level of education here, kind of like one of the best schools in Turkey. And this is the school. Now, scholarship, as you can see, covers tuition fees, but not one thing that's important is that not ones for like not for students enrolled at the School of Medicine. So you must be studying something else. Also, now here's the thing. I believe this like I don't think you have to have these test scores, but like it will not having them will reduce your chances quite like extremely for a significant proportion. So you would want to have these, and if you want to learn more about this scholarship, you can just click here and go to the universities page. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's right. So as you can see, not a lot of information here. Again, like you are kind of like all students are considered, all students are considered as candidates for this one, so you don't have to apply separately. Again, School of Medicine, unfortunately. And as you can see, this is pretty much it. Well, also studying in Istanbul, in Turkey in general, not incredibly expensive. Now, like, rents are quite high. Like, I'm talking from the personal experience here. Rents are usually high, but in Turkey there is a lot of like dormitories for students. For example, like there are a lot of discounts, a lot of like stuff that government supports students. Like for food, for example, dormitories, transportation, you pay very, very little amount of money. And usually for these schools, like there is also a student community, so there are a lot of like part-time jobs for students as well. So like this doesn't cover your living stipends, your living expenses, but I would think that in Istanbul, for like especially, this is not a very expensive part of Istanbul. I think like you can kind of work to finance your education. And again, in Turkey, there are a lot of other supports and financial aid stuff as well for students. I know I am still a student doing my PhD, so I know like there are a lot of discounts for food, for transportation, for rents, for dormitories, a lot of that. So yeah, if you want to study in Turkey, this might be a good pick for you. The university is one of the best universities in Turkey. Like tuition fee is still quite a lot, so I guess I would consider this if I got like 75 or 100% tuition waiver. But if you get that, it looks quite good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's undergraduate international merit scholarships at Koç University. Eamon, do you have anything you want to add about this one?
Not really, because I'm pretty sure that you would know more about this than I would. You study in Turkey, you live in Turkey,
Yeah.
so I think you pretty much covered everything as far as this scholarship is concerned.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, guys, if you're interested in studying Turkey, there's also Turkey scholarship, Türkiye or Türkiye bursları. Hang on, Turkey scholarships. You might want to look into those two, like because that's kind of new. Yeah, let me just share the link. You can just see them here. It's from the government. Like it gives you support for both like tuitions, accommodation, and etc. Like accommodation is something that I realized as a student in Turkey. Like so many students get accommodation at dormitories and etc. Especially people coming from other countries, people coming from other cities as well. A lot of my friends were just from other cities. They're studying in dormitories, etc. So yeah, there are a lot of opportunities there. So if you're interested, this looks really good, unless you want to study medicine, unfortunately. Okay, so this is the scholarship. This was the first scholarship of the day. If you have any questions, again, feel free to ask anytime. They don't have to be about anything related to what we're seeing here, like Turkey or this specific scholarship or that school or anything. They could be just about anything. Just feel free to ask them and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Okay? And seeing that there aren't many other, okay, no questions, so I'm gonna move on to our second one, which is, again, this is two from around here. It's full MS and PhD scholarships at King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals. It's in Saudi Arabia. And as you can see, this is for masters and PhD students. This is for like research. They're really interested in research. It's full funding. There are no specific nationalities. Every nationality is accepted. As you can see, there aren't many subjects. Like it's business, engineering, information technology, science. Not a lot of subjects, but like subjects are quite broad, like science and engineering, etc. Also, it's quite a comprehensive scholarship, as you can see. Air tickets, textbooks, medical care, full tuition fees, accommodation, monthly stipend, subsidized meals, research opportunities with prestigious institutions, stipend and support for research projects and opportunities. And the admission deadline is June 29. Now, let me see something. Okay, so about the school is actually a very good school. It's not a very large school, but it's like one of the best schools in the region in Arabia, and it's a very high-ranking research school, like even worldwide. It's very good. If you're interested in this school, or if you're interested in studying in Saudi Arabia, like you might want to click in these links and see the application process. As you can see, we have deadlines here, very detailed. And as you can see, no tuition fees, right? So, by the way, if you want to hang on, so if you want to see the university, where is the university? It's here in Saudi Arabia. It's in the coast of Persian Gulf. This is the university. So if you want to stay here, again, it's a very good university. Apparently, it's like a very high-ranking research university. So if you're interested, yeah. And let's see let's learn more. But again, you must have high potential for research in business, engineering, sciences, or IT, and that's pretty much it. Again, it covers pretty much everything. Although page is not, that's not good. Look, it was working before the live stream. Yes, I know maybe it's for maintenance. Okay, we'll try to see that later. Okay, so again, anyway, we'll try to see that again later. So, but if we can't, this is basically the scholarship. It pretty much covers everything. As you can see, air tickets, textbooks, medical care, tuition fees, accommodation, stipend, subsidized meals, and etc. And it's again a very good research school. So yeah, if you're interested, this might be a good pick. Ayman, do you have anything you want to add? I'm gonna try to see if I can get the link to work, maybe. But
I believe their entire website is down, so it's not just that specific page.
That's kind of unfortunate. Okay, so I guess we won't be seeing that today. But again, I mean, not much to see. It's quite comprehensive. It covers pretty much everything, and yeah, that's it. It's for masters and PhD students. I believe the entire point was you have to have a good potential for research because that's what they are interested in. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them anytime. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to our next scholarship, which I hope will work, which is it's Padua International Excellence Scholarship at University of Padua. Now, we've seen this a long while ago, but I wanted to add this again. It's for bachelor's and master's students. It's at University of Padua. It's full funding. There are no specific nationalities. There are no specific subjects. As you can see, number of recipients are not that incredibly high. And the admission deadline is May the 2nd. So if you're interested, you should be quick. It covers 100% of tuition fees and a stipend of 8,000 euros per academic year, which is kind of depending on your situation. It's hang on, actually I'm gonna see that in a second. So it's in University of Padua. Now this is one of the oldest universities in the world. It's a very good university in Italy. Again, as you can see, it's a large university. There are 3 other scholarships in the school. If you want to learn more about the application process, you can just go here. I didn't share the links. I'm not gonna share the other ones since the link is already not working. We're gonna see it if you can get it to work later. Yeah, so, and this is the university. As you can see, tuition fees are already not that incredibly high. But again, like if the scholarship covers it, it's good. And the university is in Padua. Again, it's one of the oldest universities in the world, one of the best universities in Italy if you want to study in Italy. Now, Padua is kind of a little expensive. That's kind of the trade-off when you study in Italy. The tuition fees are not extremely high, but the places are kind of expensive comparatively. So I don't think 8,000 euros per semester. Sorry, yeah, 8,000 euros per academic year will be enough to cover your entire expenses. So I would advise you to have an additional plan for financing your expenses and etc. But other than that, the university is great, and like as you can see, this covers both the tuition fees and a living stipend. And if you want to learn more, again, this is quite important. You must be a student, talented international students holding a non-Italian secondary school diploma or bachelor's degree, and students applying for an English taught program. So you have to be studying in an English taught program, not an Italian taught program in this university. If you want to learn more, you can just click here and go to the university's page. Hang on, let me just, okay. As you can see, you can get more information here. Yeah, you can see here, amount of scholarship is free waiver and 8,000 euros. Now the duration is kind of interesting. It's 3 continuous years for bachelor's and 2 continuous years for master's degree candidates. I'm not sure why this isn't 4 years. Maybe there was something I don't know about the university's bachelor's programs. And acceptance, payment, and revocation. Again, as you can see, you have to obtain at least 20 ECTS. So yeah, this is pretty much it, and this is the scholarship. Padua International Excellence Scholarship at University of Padua. If you're interested in studying in Italy, this looks good. What of PhD opportunities? Hello from Afghanistan. I'll come back to you in a second. But first, Ayman, do you have anything you want to add about this? We actually we've seen this one, but it's been kind of a while, so I want to add it again.
Yeah, so it's a really, really great opportunity. I think that the upside is that it's for English taught programs.
Yeah.
Usually, scholarships of this type are reserved for programs taught in the native language of that country. So we've seen many, many countries that, like last week, we saw a scholarship in China where the requirement was to apply for programs taught in Chinese. But the plus side here is that you can just go for an English taught program. You don't have to learn Italian in order to apply for this university. I think the only fee that students have to pay are admission fees, which shouldn't be that much. I think that the stipend is not that high because this is for an entire year, so 8,000 per year. If we assume that students study for 9 months of the entire year, so it would come at 888 euros per month. It's not much, so yes, as you said, the students need to either have the funds on them or search for a part-time job.
Right. And I'm not sure, like, I guess you would be able to find some part-time job opportunities, but again, I don't know anything about like Italy or Padua. So these places can be quite expensive too. So yeah, I really recommend you to do your research before deciding to do this. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this scholarship. So we have a couple of friends. Hello from Afghanistan. Hi. I hope you're okay there. I hope everything's going well. What of PhD opportunities now? So first of all, hang on. The first one we've seen today. Hang on. Was it? No, it was for bachelors. Now, the one before this one. Now, this is for example, the second scholarship that we see today. So today, full MS and PhD scholarship at King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals. This is also for PhD. This is for research. Like it's a very research-oriented scholarship. Other than that, if you're interested in finding out more PhD scholarships, PhD opportunities, you can just go to our website from those links that I've shared. You can just click here to go to our landing page, our homepage. Let me just share the link too, by the way. Right, and then hang on, that's too. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you can go here and like try to type in any country that you might be interested in. For example, let's say Canada, and hang on. So here, as you can see degrees, right? You can choose PhD here, and you can see there are 124 PhD scholarships in Canada. And if you're not interested in Canada, you can just come here and say all locations, which will give you, as you can see, a lot of scholarship opportunities. And then if you see, like if you want to, maybe if you want just full funding ones, you can just choose those two. And you can just click any of these and just go to the scholarship page and get a lot of information about those. So you can use our search tool. And for PhDs, like especially if you want to study in the United States, there are a lot of for other places too, a lot of graduate assistantships, maybe research assistantships, maybe teaching assistantships. Those might be quite good for you because those cover pretty much everything from the tuition fees, the accommodation maybe, and living stipends and etc. So actually we're gonna see one of those in a minute. That's the fifth scholarship of today. It's a student graduate assistantship. So yeah, these are quite good. Also, I'm interested in British universities. Which college gets less deposit in United Kingdom? Deposit, I believe, is that, do you mean tuition fees or application fees maybe? I'm not sure. But again, if you are interested in, you can just go here and United Kingdom, and you didn't specify your degree, maybe like bachelor's, you can just come here to click bachelor's, and you can see there are, as you can see, nearly 400 scholarships for bachelor's, and some of them are sanctuary scholarships, some of them asylum seeker, some of them are regional. You can just see if you want to specify more, you can just come here and like choose a scholarship type, etc. So yeah, use our search tool. I really love it. It's really handy, and like it's completely free. You don't even have to have an account. Like there's no registering. As you can see, you just go to our homepage and just type in anything you're interested in, and it'll give you all the results. And also you can just click here on any of them, and like you can see there are a lot of like interlinked stuff there. Like you can click here to go to the universities page. Learn more about the university. You can just go to the university's scholarship page by clicking here, and etc. So all the necessary links that you might need, they're here. Yeah, and we'll see one for PhD students in a minute. Let's see if we have any other questions. No. So I'm going to move on to our fourth fourth scholarship of the day, which is it's Erasmus Trustfonds scholarship at Erasmus University Rotterdam. Now this is for masters. It's at Erasmus University Rotterdam. As you can see, it's partial funding, but I believe this covers tuitions too. There are no specific nationalities. There are no specific subjects for this one. The deadline is May 15th, so keep that in mind. As you can see, this is for living, housing, and statutory fee costs. Like you might want to learn about the school. It's here. As you can see, it has 20,000 students. It's in Netherlands. Let's see the university actually. It's in Rotterdam. As you can see, this is a school if you want to study in Netherlands. This might be interesting for you. So yeah, as you can see, tuition fees are not extremely high. Like the scholarship gives you 15,000 euros, and the scholarships are like around 7,000 to 13,000 euros, etc. So it's not extremely high. It's kind of like comparatively affordable, and we have deadlines here. As you can see, we have passed the deadline for bachelors, but this is for masters anyway. So yeah, if you want to learn more about the scholarship, there are some specific eligibility criteria. You need to be considered as a high achieving student, and you need to be experiencing financial difficulties. So this is not for everyone. Like just being a very good student just doesn't cut it. You can click here to go to the university's page for scholarship. As you can see, we have requirements here. Planning to start a master's program, high achieving student, unable to finance your study yourself. These are the ones. These are the participating faculties. So if you want to study in one of these, you can just click here to see what they are. And then we have scholarship, grant, and application, and deadline, and the contact. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, this covers, again, in total, 15,000 euros, which is quite a sum. Ayman, do you want to add anything about this before we have another question?
Yeah, so there isn't much to say about this except for a general remark that compared to other European countries, tuition fees in the Netherlands are quite on the expensive side.
Yeah.
They're quite high. Yeah, but since this scholarship basically covers the expected tuition fee, so we expect something around 10 to 12,000 euros, and it covers 15,000. It doesn't explicitly cover tuition fees, so it covers other aspects, but at the same time, I think it would alleviate a lot of the expenses students would have, so they would only have to worry about the tuition fees and not other expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is awarded based on merit and the financial need. So that is quite important because generally speaking, scholarships that are only awarded based on merit are very competitive, but when there is a financial side to
Yeah.
it, that means there are a lot of opportunities for students, or more opportunities, because I would assume that even if you're a great achiever, but if the university thinks that you can afford their program, you would be excluded from the scholarship and
Mhm.
leave in a spot for people who are more in need of it. So, and th that is quite important.
Yeah, it kind of filters out the people who can actually afford it. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
automatically makes it less competitive. So yeah, okay,
Indeed,
thank you.
yes.
Now we have a question. What are the master's opportunity that are related to education field? Are there any? Yes. Now, one thing I do not um, advise you to is to go to our search tool and, like, for example, uh, let's say education, right? Now, hang on. Oh no, okay, this is all right, all right. So it's fixed now. Like, it used to be that when you typed in education and chose education, it just gave you the options that specifically says education, like here, instead of all subjects. So I guess they fixed it now. So yeah, you can just go to our homepage, type in education, choose the subject, right? And then masters, and why cannot why can I not change? Okay, it's loaded now. So here in degrees, you can just choose masters, and here they are. These are the open ones. United States, United States. Maybe if you're interested in studying in another country, here is another United Kingdom or China. You can just go here and choose another location and maybe scholarship type. In fact, you know what? Let me just share the link with you. You just click there and come to this search results. So yeah, as you can see, more than 1,000. There are a lot of more than 2,000 actually. So yeah, there are quite a lot of opportunities. A lot of them might be assistantships and etc. Maybe some of them are partial. Well, you're welcome. We are glad to help. If you have any other questions, we'll do our best to answer them for you. Just ask them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to our last scholarship of the day. Now, we had a viewer that asked about PhD opportunities. As you can see, this is a graduate student assistantship, a graduate student assistantship, at Washington State University. Now, we have a lot of these, like graduate assistantships, especially in the United States. They usually cover both tuition fees and living stipends. The amount kind of depends on the university and where the university is. So this is for master's and PhD students. It's in Washington State University. It's full funding. There are no specific nationalities or subjects. As you can see, the deadline is July the 1st. Now, this covers tuition waivers, monthly living stipends, and medical and dental insurance. Now, medical and dental insurance is quite good for United States, like especially dental insurance. People usually cannot find dental insurance. So now the university might mislead you to believe that this is in Washington, D.C. It's not. It's in Washington State, which is a completely different place. As you can see, it's on the West Coast. So this is here, Washington State, not here in Washington, D.C. Okay, so this is the school. Yeah, this is the campus. If you're interested in studying in United States, not an extremely high ranking university, but also this means that like you're living in a smaller town. It would be less expensive compared to places like New York, Washington D.C., or like Los Angeles, Seattle, and San Francisco, etc. Also, you are quite close to West Coast. So yeah, this is the school. As you can see, there are 20,000 students, and there is one more scholarship. So if you're interested, you can see the application process here. We have the deadlines. The tuition is around 30,000 for masters. So yeah, this is the school and the scholarship. As you can see, there are some eligibility criteria. Now, most of this, don't get intimidated by these. Most of these is just, as you can see, how much you're gonna work. Like basically, you have to be at least working 10 hours, and like to get the full tuition and etc., like the stipend and etc., you have to be working around 20 hours a week, and then you need to pass the TOEFL exam. And of course, this responsible conduct of research, like training, shows that you go through this training, which shows that you are like you can work on a research project, so you can work as a graduate assistantship. So yeah, don't get intimidated. But it looks like a lot, but most of it just you being able to like work in a project. So if you want to learn more, you can just click here and go to their page. They have quite a lot of information here. Now, not here, but you can click here to learn more about assistantships. And again, as you can see, there are a lot of information here. You can like descriptions. As you can see, there's teaching assistants, research assistants, staff assistants, tuition waivers. You can get more information about here. At least half time. So graduate assistantships who maintain at least half time, 20 hours a week appointment, are eligible for full tuition waivers. Student appointed a quarter-time assistantship, which is 10 hours per week, are eligible for half tuition waivers. So if you can work for 20 hours a week, you are eligible for full tuition waivers. Otherwise, I wouldn't advise you to do that. Like you would still have to pay for like $15,000, which is not great. And you can click here to go and see their salary table. Actually, we can maybe do that. Yeah, as you can see, this is the halftime monthly fee, which I guess, as you can see, changes. But I mean, it would be enough to live, I guess, in Washington State. Again, not a very extremely large town, so you wouldn't have a huge amount of expenses. And training requirements, you can if you're interested in this, I strongly advise you to learn what's the responsible conduct of research, not because you have to pass this, but also if you want to be an assistant to finance your education, like you would have to work on a project, you would have to go through that. So it's quite important for you. And like medical insurance, I again strongly advise you to read all of these. So yeah, that's pretty much it. These are assistantships, graduate assistantships. There are a lot of these for different universities, especially in the United States. If you want to study in the United States, for masters and PhD students, this is a great opportunity as it covers, it's pretty much part-time working with a lot of great benefits. Maybe you couldn't get from any other part-time jobs, especially medical and dental insurance, I wouldn't think. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Graduate student assistantships at Washington State University. Ayman, do you want to add anything about this one?
Yeah, so we have seen quite a few of these since we have started live streaming. We see one every other week, and
Yeah.
they are more or less the same. I
Mhm.
think the only difference here, which I would think it makes sense, that there's a requirement for language proficiency. I think that in order for an
Mhm.
international student to teach abroad, so graduate student assistantships are generally either research assistantships or teaching assistantships. So students would be assisting another teacher by doing lectures instead of them, or grading papers instead of them, or as research assistants, they would uh, be assistants in a lab. But when it comes to teaching, I think that an international student need to have a certain level of proficiency, and
Yeah.
it is quite a logical requirement. And I think in general, um, in order to be admitted at any university, you need to provide proof of language proficiency. But I think that uh, in this case, there's more scrutiny when it comes to the detailed results. So generally, for admission, you would find like a certain threshold for TOEFL, but then for this kind of scholarships, they would be like you need to have, for example, a certain score in speaking, a certain score uh, in writing. So they focus on specific language skills rather than the overall score, and that's why we see it as a requirement here. Yeah, so um, other than that, the deadline for the fall semester has already passed, so students can only apply for the spring semester, and that's
Mm-hmm.
July 1st.
Yeah.
Um,
So also, sorry, go on.
I just noticed a question on YouTube
Yeah.
where someone said, can you please tell me in Australia acceptance of supervisor for PhD is important or not? How many chances to secure admission? Um, i- if supervisor accept us? Um, so I don't know about Australia specifically, but I know that generally speaking, in order to be accepted for a PhD program, there needs to be a supervisor that is willing to work with you, that approves of your project in general. So I think the approval of a supervisor is a must, even before you contact the university, because when you go to the university with your project, you need to tell them, okay, I contacted this specific teacher and they're willing to supervise me, and maybe not only one teacher, but a couple or three teachers who are open to supervise you, who have seen your research proposal and they think that it has potential. They can work with you because they're experts in that field. So it is quite important to get um, a supervisor to agree on supervising you before you even contact the university. So I hope this answers the question.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think you're quite right about the entire whole TOEFL thing, and I think yeah, also the whole responsible conduct of research training. If you're intimidated by this, I think it would like it's. I think it's kind of an opportunity for you to learn to actually like conduct a research, because like if you are doing your master's and PhD, that will be your main job actually in your like studentship too. So you wouldn't want to be, also you wouldn't want to be in a position where you cannot perform what you have to do to finance your education. So I think I wouldn't be too intimidated by this. So yeah. Okay, guys, this is it for this was the last scholarship that we're gonna see today. So if you have any questions again before we end the live stream, I advise you to ask them on chat, either Facebook or YouTube. And otherwise, we're gonna finish the live stream here. I'm gonna just have a moment of lull here and wait for you to finish your answer. Ask any questions that you might have. Actually, hang on. Let me just, by the way, share our uh, channel here on Facebook as well. You might be interested in that. Again, every week we do this every Friday, both on YouTube and Facebook. And we also have a TikTok channel, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see about that. So we share a lot of informative stuff on YouTube too. We have like what are the currently open opportunities, current open scholarships. We share clips from our live streams, other live streams that maybe you didn't see. We also share other like kind of more informative videos, and like for example, what are some of the most affordable universities in a country? So what are some ways to like try to make your education free in Germany, for example? Next week we're gonna share a video that will give you some tips about opportunities to make your education in Canada for free, or like we shared another one in Norway. So we do a lot of those stuff as well. If you're interested, you might want to check our YouTube channel too. And other than that, that's pretty much it. We are here every Friday. If you have any questions and you couldn't make it to live stream on Facebook, you can just, or on YouTube, you can just ask them in whatever. Just go to a YouTube video and ask your question. They don't even have to be related to the video, because I check them every week and try to answer them, whether they are related to the video or not. So yeah, if you have any question, you might ask them there. But otherwise, I'm gonna stop the live stream, seeing that we don't have any other questions. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you very much for being here, joining us. If you're watching this on VOD, still thank you very much for watching. Eamon, again, thank you for joining me here today. Eamon, can you hear me?
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Again, thank you very much for joining me today. And so,
Yeah.
all right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.